Hey, what's up, everybody? It's PDF44 coming at you with another video. I'm just kidding. That's not my voice. Y'all know better. Yeah, I'm having an interesting day. It's not horrible, but I was making a pretty interesting video for what I think is an interesting video anyway, and got interrupted. Real life interrupted me, and it kind of frustrated me a little bit because I've been on this kick lately of wanting to do what I want to do, kind of battling with that, and not having the means of doing so. So, yeah, what can I do? Just got to deal with it. But nevertheless, I want to come back and try to recreate that video, or at least start the process of that video and maybe try to complete it. So, yeah, what I wanted to talk about today was just like the narrative that's running around. I don't know if the word narrative makes sense for this particular thought, but just the topic that's kind of going around about how men tend to approach women and the wants that women have toward men monetarily and that kind of thing. It's a lot going on. I heard the conversation that's being had with academics, particularly, was bringing up this guy. He had discovered some dude on YouTube who was kind of catering to the narrative that men should be paying for the services of women, not as it pertains to prostitution, but just making sure that you put your money where your mouth is if you like a female. And I've been also paying attention to people like Justin LA Boy and his movement, what he has going on, kind of catering to females and their monetary desires for the men in their lives. And I just wanted to kind of comment on that. Now, obviously, I'm a broke boy. I'm not gonna make no mistake about that. I'm rubbing together pennies on the dollar, working a job that I don't like. I'm not in any position to impress anybody with my money. So with that being said, I know I'm the outside looking in, and I respect that perspective. So I don't try to approach women and say, "Yo, be with me because I have this or that and the third capping and all that." That's not my mindset. I'm more along the lines of I'm gonna be single till I get it together, and if I never get together, then I'll probably be single forever. That's my mentality. I don't think others should follow me on that. There are a lot of insecurities and things of that nature that make it so that I am the way that I am. My experiences made it so that I'm not forthcoming with my presence to just any old situation. I want to be where I want to be before I present myself to anyone. So that's why I haven't been in a relationship in a very long time. But from the outside looking in and having the type of brain that I have, I can kind of analyze things that I don't relate to. And this is one of those things that I think my opinion could be constructive based on how I break things down. So I think for myself, what I was getting into with the video that I made previously that I didn't complete was just, so I was saying, like, for myself, if I were to put myself in those shoes, having my disclaimer already out there, I think I would want to define a few things about the type of woman that I want to attract. And I think that a lot of people who have these mentalities don't necessarily go through these progressions most of the time. First of all, I have to define what makes me happy. Then from there, I have to prioritize what it is that I'm willing to give versus what it is that I'm willing to receive. In other words, if I'm the type of dude who runs around telling women that I got money, that they need to mess with me because I'm balling, and they showing, you look on my IG, I got cars, I got clothes, I got money, phones. You know what I'm saying? I'm taking trips to this exotic place and that exotic place, cars, all that good stuff. And then when I approach women, my conversation is based on that. I'm a provider, breadwinner, businessman, got my stuff together, I'm balling, whatever the status may be. And then, in the process of all this bragging, all I want from the woman is for her to just give me some sex, be on my arm so I can show off to the people I want to show off to, and that be it. I'm not interested in what's going on in her heart. I'm not interested in what's going on in her brain. I'm not interested in what her job, her business is, what her passions are. I'm just here for the looks, the sex, and the clout. Then I have to be honest with myself about my opinion as it pertains to her expectations for myself. If we're both playing a shallow game, which is what this is about. This is shallow shit, to be honest with y'all. This is the people who are looking for these things are not going to find happiness in those things that they're looking for. But I'm assuming that they don't understand this and they're just going after what they think makes them happy based on what everybody else around them has either told them since they were born about how money should be prioritized over certain things. Having their heart broken, coupled with that type of mentality, can make it even worse. And then from there, having people just kind of, just basically need money. I mean, a lot of us are out here struggling, and it doesn't pay to be surrounded by rich people who can't help us get to the bag or help us with our situation. So I understand women when they say, I want a man that provides for me. I don't want to just go out here, get all glammed up, look as pretty as I can, trying to compete with these women that these dudes want when they're not doing what it is that they need to do, compete with these men that I want. So I understand the shallow nature of both sides, and I honestly say y'all both running into a brick wall. The man who's only after the woman because she looks a certain way, because she can give him sex, and doesn't have any interest in what's going on in her head and heart, he's going to run into a brick wall, because what you end up looking for, you're going to find a woman that is all about her looks, all about the presentation of who she is, and very much not about showing you what's really going on the inside, or even worse, ain't nothing going on the inside at all. She's just a shallow bag of bones looking for an opportunity to make money before she dies. Okay? And that's the mentality of a lot of people who adapt to this mentality that they're supposed to have somebody with money, and that should be the end all be all to their circumstance. For me, as somebody who doesn't have it, I'm not looking for those things, and from a negative standpoint, I'm looking at those things because it's like I can't live up to the promotion of this mentality. Essentially, what I'm told to do is to lay down and die single, or find a woman that doesn't anywhere near meet the standards of the consensus for what it is I'm told I should want. You see, that's the key to it all, because we're all being told what we should want. Justin LA Boy in his show is promoting that mentality to a brand new set of individuals who will definitely see themselves as wanting those things from here on out. It's the promotion of this stuff, okay? And a man who's on say random rapper who puts all these video vixens on in your face, don't say 3 words at all, but you see their bodies, don't leave nothing for the imagination. Got these women with all kinds of different doctors, augmentations, making their bodies voluptuous and all this different stuff. It's all shallow stuff, man. So if you come into this situation looking for her, she didn't put all this money into her body or what have you, had somebody else do it for her so that she can attract the shallowest of men so that they can provide the shallowest of things. That's what she's doing. She's not looking to attract some random broke dude like myself. She ain't putting herself in a position to get all glammed up, have all this stuff, present herself as somebody who wants money so she can get with somebody like myself. She's not prioritizing what I would bring to the table. It's not enough. Now, I can have my feelings hurt about that all day long, but if I'm looking for her and I'm not bringing to the table what she wants or what she would want, then what the hell do I think I'm going to get out of the situation but rejected, but disappointed, but feeling like I'm not adequate? I ain't adequate. Judging by the standards that she's created for herself, judging for what she's put into herself so that she can have the things that she's asking for. Look, you get back what you put out. What have I put out in this world? I was lazy as a young man. I didn't take care of my business in school. I didn't prioritize flipping money, none of that. I didn't look into how I can make money for myself. I didn't do none of those things, and as a result, I'm 30-something years old, and I'm in the situation I'm in, hoping for things to get better. If I would have put in the footwork to get what it is that ultimately I would want, I would be in a better space, and therefore, relationships ain't no different. Courting is no different. A woman puts herself out there, shows us all of her body before I even get to sitting down with her to eat. She's telling me that the only thing she respects is my money, and if I don't have none of that, she don't want to have no conversation with me, regardless of what I can bring to her spiritually, regardless of what type of comfort I can bring to her, healing I can bring to her, wisdom I can bring to her, comfort, laughs, jokes, random stuff that human beings can bring to one another's lives in a positive way. Regardless of any of that, she has no interest in that, because what she's after is a man who has money, who can splurge money on her, can buy her all the things that she wants, to give her security, take care of her mama, all that stuff that matters, take care of her kids, prioritizing money for reasons that may be right or may not be right. You know, not everybody who's after money is just out here because they are shallow and can't see past their nose. Sometimes people have been in such ridiculous amounts of poverty and ridiculous amounts of depravity to now they are traumatized by the idea of huddling up and creating a family with someone who can't provide, with someone who doesn't want to hold up their own weight. And mind you this, some women at this point are breadwinners of themselves. So if you're a man like myself who don't have nothing, who don't have the habits of getting nothing, you're bringing an anchor to her life. You're not supporting that woman. You are something she needs to hold on to. You're something she needs to drag along while she's on her path. You are dead weight. I would be dead weight. Now that does nothing for my esteem as I sit here talking to you. It makes me feel like I'm dead weight. But the reality is, I don't need to be looking for a woman like that. And she doesn't need to be looking for me. What I need to be looking for is someone who can fit my lifestyle. Someone who matches the intensity that I have about things. Someone who can complement things. Who can help me along the way in whatever it is I need help with. That's what I need personally. If I'm looking for a companion, I want somebody who's got similar mindset as me in terms of spirituality. A similar set of priorities. Someone who's family oriented. I'm not looking for a woman who's looking for money. And that's where we go left as guys. We tend to not look for things that matter, but we want women to look at us and want things that matter. But what ends up being messed up, and what the key to all of this conversation is, the bragging about the things that you have that you're not willing to share. That's been the most important part of the conversation that I've been able to take away from it, that I can now separate myself from being a broke boy to the conversation itself and say, yo, I would not be doing that if I had money. She doesn't want me because I don't have money. The conversation that's going around that I've been paying attention to is more about people who say they have money but aren't willing to share it. And so I ask myself, am I a selfish person in that regard? Well, the answer is no. But my mentality is not that I'm going to splurge money on a stranger. That's not how my love works. I want to take care of the people I love first. I want to make sure that the people that I've already known, that I've loved, are receiving that type of gift, rather than some girl that I think is cute and she prides herself as wanting a high value man. So now, therefore, my mentality must be to live up to that by breaking bread. I ain't breaking bread with strangers, bro. I don't know you. Sis, I don't know you. Like, that's my mentality. Now, for another guy who has a different mentality, or who doesn't have problems making money, somebody who has nothing but money to splurge and it's just sitting in a vault somewhere, why wouldn't he throw money at a woman? Why wouldn't he want a high value woman who looks the part, who has all the beautiful characteristics that he would want? Why wouldn't he see himself as a solution to her problems? Why wouldn't he want to cater to making her feel special in the monetary way that she feels? If he has that kind of money, why not? I was raised with the mentality, it ain't tricking if you got it. But if you don't have it, you need not try to live up to the expectations of the women who need it from you. That's not the move, man. A lot of us will run ourselves into the ground trying to keep a woman. People who are kind of rich end up broke. Or people who are rich end up broke because they're trying to keep women. But you're going after those women for the reasons that aren't right. You're going after them because you want the prettiest girl. But the prettiest girl, in this case, wants the richest man, not you. So when the richest man come around, she gonna drop you and she gonna find the richest man. No different than you see a bad abroad, you gonna leave her. Get with the prettier girl. Now, as a man, you ain't gonna leave her at all. You just gonna keep her ass on the side, and you're gonna prioritize the woman that you think is prettiest. And that is the mentality of the shallow man. No different than the mentality of the shallow woman is gonna be to get away from anything and all things that are broke, and to go toward any and all men that are willing to break bread endlessly, buying various things that make them happy, various things that make them feel like they are of value. So it's just about who you are and what you want. There's no right or wrong answer here. If I am not able to co-sign something, I just walk away from it. A woman comes up to me and says, listen, Brandon, I know that you have this, and this. I have this beautiful body and this beautiful look. I want you to pay for everything that goes on with me, and that's how you get access to my time. Hit my Cash App with $100 every 3 weeks or even more, whatever, and that's how you keep my interest. Otherwise, I'm not interested. I don't care what coming out of your mouth. I don't care what you've been through. I don't care what you know. I don't care about your talent. I don't care about none of that. I don't care if you can cook. I'm just interested in making sure that I finance my circumstances. And if you're the man that can help me do that, I'm in love. What does a man like me need with a woman like that? With the mentality that I have, the way that I think, the way that I am, my lifestyle, why the hell would I even go after a woman like that? We just got to start wanting the right things, man. That's what it really comes down to, both sides. Start wanting the right things. If you really want to impress somebody, stop looking for money. If you really want to find things that are going to actually make you happy, stop prioritizing finances. If finances mean that much to you, go out and get your own. Stop looking for that in a companion. Because I'm telling you right now, and you can look around. You don't have to take my word for it. I'm nobody. Look around. The richest people in the world have all been divorced, most of them. And they've had to split their money in half with their spouses. Money don't make you happy. The end of financial woes do not bring you together. They don't. That's a fallacy. That's a broke man's dream. That ain't real. Your ass is still going to be unhappy with somebody that doesn't make you happy whether you got money or not. Money in some cases can make it more complicated. Because you have a less of an indicator of who's real and who's not. I know if I meet a woman right now, she's meeting me when I'm broke. I ain't got shit. So I don't have to question if she's here for the money. I know if she leave me, it's because of something else. Because she came over here when I didn't have shit. But if I have something, oh my God. Now it's like, does she want me? Does she really want me? I don't care how nice she is. I don't care how loved she feels. Her love indicators, her love language is money. Her love language is what I'm doing for her. Her love language is me keeping up. When the money runs dry, she's gone. Why the hell? What is she, a piggy bank? That's a bad investment. I mean, you think about it. I was looking at some meme or some shit that was posted. And it was a Cash App screenshot. All of the different transactions this woman had received from some random dude. Or, somebody she was dating maybe. 150 here, 250 there, 350 there, 300 there, 250 there. Nigga, that's a bad investment. Excuse my language, but let's just be honest. That should have been money you poured into real estate. That should have been money you poured into stock. That should have been money you poured into your health. Taking care of things that need to be taken care of. That's money that should have been poured into your kids' funds. If you have children, making sure they have. You splurging that money on some woman, regardless of what she does with the money, you giving that money to her is a bad investment. It makes you no money. All you are actually doing is giving her a reason to think that her being shallow is the way to go. And when you run out of money, she's going to find somebody else who got money and bleed him dry too. Until she gets to a place in her life where she can no longer do so, to which she hopes she is already cashed out by then. It is not about you. It's not about your happiness. And it certainly ain't about living up to the expectations that you have for her. Because believe you me, all she did was do those things to get you. She'll do those things to keep you for as long as she feels she needs to. After that, she's out. I'm trying to tell you. And don't think children are going to save you. Children just give her more leverage against you. Children doesn't make her stay. Children gives her the leverage to leave you and get your money. So don't think that you're going to keep her with the baby. That's not going to happen. And the flip side, ladies, don't go out and do all kinds of crazy stuff to your body for some random dude that you were with for like a year. You get with him, you get your boobs done, you get your butt done, you bleach your skin. Don't do that. Don't do that. If you do it for you. Do it because you like the look. Do it because you have an envision about what you want to look like a certain way. Those are the reasons to do it. Don't do it for me. I don't have to walk around with that stuff at 75, 80 years old. Do you know what that's going to look like at 75, 80 years old? Of course you don't. Because there's no way to project how that shit is going to look 25, 30 years from now. It doesn't look good now most of the time. And that's coming from somebody whose opinion obviously doesn't matter. A broke boy. You don't care nothing about my opinion. But it's the truth. I prefer my women to look the way that she looked before she does any of that. And I've gone on the record supporting a friend who wanted to get augmentation. She paid for herself. Didn't make me no difference, but I applauded her for going after something she wanted and paying for it. So I supported her decision, and she looked really good after she did it. So, like, there's exceptions to every rule. Don't get it twisted. But for me, the woman I want, she doesn't want those things for herself. She doesn't feel like she needs to do those things, certainly not to get me, but even more so, she doesn't need to do those things because she's perfect the way she is. And her heart, her mind, her kindness, the things that I value would be the things that ultimately keep me there. It ain't gonna be no bigger boobs, bigger butt, bigger lips, lighter skin, or what have you. Listen, at the end of the day, we all got to do what makes us happy. So if those things make you happy, I do support them. But if you're doing it just to make some dude happy that you're with for 5 minutes, all he gonna do is break your heart anyway. All he gonna do is get with a girl that look even better than you anyway. So what are you doing that stuff for? You don't even like how that shit looks, really, not deep down. You're just satisfied with it because he's asked you to do it and he's paying you all this money and he paid for it, so therefore it must be worth doing. It's just, I'm so sick of the shallow nature. I guess that's what this video is about. It's shallow nature, man. People prioritizing being shallow over prioritizing things that are going to make them happy. I equate it to running into a brick wall. Head first, speeding straight into a brick wall. Everybody who's doing this shit is like lemmings running off a cliff, following each other. Shallowness will not make you happy. Money will leave you in a big empty house all alone. Chasing after somebody else's expectations for yourself will leave you depressed and leave you looking crazy and leave you alone. I've never seen an old couple that came together off of stuff like that and stayed together happy off of stuff like that. I've never seen it. The relationships I've heard of that last 80 years usually start off with people just meeting each other and just falling in love and it being organic, not attached to no money, and then sometimes not even attached to physical looks. Because our looks fade. Believe me, ain't none of us gonna look as good at the end of our lives as we do right now. Let's just be honest. If we all gonna live to be older, things don't stay together, baby. I'm sorry. I'm starting to see the aging effects in my face now, and I got a baby face. And I'm seeing it. I look older. We don't go backwards in our aging. That shit don't do nothing for you. Find substance. Find a heart. Find somebody with priorities that you can coincide with. Find somebody with the same yoke as you. Someone who can stay with you throughout the ebbs and flows of the changes of your life. Because you're going to go through things. You'll lose this person that'll crush you. You'll have that disappointment. It'll crush you. You'll have that triumph. It'll change you and you'll need to be humbled. There are different ebbs and flows that have to go throughout the course of someone's life that you'll have to be able to weather the storm with as you guys go through different changes together. If you're looking for looks and you're looking for money, guess what you're not going to find? Cohesiveness, teamwork, the ability to love one another throughout ups and downs and changes and flows and stuff like that. It's all contingent on you having money, you having this, you meeting this standard, you looking like that. Where does it come in to play where sickness and health through death do us part? Where does that come in all of this money shit? In all of this, I want her because she looks a certain way stuff and these aesthetics. Where does the she's going to be able to take care of me if I can't take care of myself come in? I trust her to take care of my kids if something happened to me come in. It doesn't. It literally doesn't. What I can count on her doing if I disappear is doing exactly what she did to get me here. Because she's feeling like she only has about a little bit more time before she can pull this off before it's no longer void. No longer valid, rather. She can only do this for so much longer until she's no longer desirable. So she's going to milk this process, whether it be my black butt or somebody else. So fellas, if you want your woman to have substance, establish some within yourself. Women, if you want your man to have some substance, stop prioritizing money over every real characteristics of a human person. And if money's all you want, then you're going to settle for some of the... You're probably going to settle. Not everybody settles. So maybe you find a dream man who happens to have all your money. Maybe you find a dream girl who looks so beautiful and all this good stuff and all so on and so forth. But chances are you're just going to find an opportunist. When you look for opportunists, you're going to find opportunists. Now, it may not be labeled opportunist when you're seeking it, but trust you me, that's what it is. I want a girl that got fake butts, fake this, fake that, fake this. Maybe I find a great one. chances are I'll just find an opportunist. I'm reaching in a bag of Skittles. I'm not gonna find too many M&Ms, fam. Let's just be real. I'm not gonna find too many M&Ms. My name is BDF44. That's pretty much the gist of what I gotta say, man. I'm out.